There's a rumor going around that Skyy Moore could be traded. Plus, Kelce said he's not going nowhere.
I love coming to work every single day and doing this. So I'm going to do it till the wheels fall off. And hopefully that doesn't happen anytime soon.
We're all chiefed up and we're back with another podcast for that ass. Make sure to hit that like button for us. Also, if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 30,000 subs as quickly as possible. Do your boys a favor and do that if you haven't. Mike, Skyy Moore, trade, Chiefs Kingdom, horned?
A little bit, but let's start with Kelce first. Kelce says he doesn't want to put a time frame on his retirement, Steve. This is the quote. "I really can't put a time frame on it," says Kelce. "I love coming to work every single day. Obviously, I know there's opportunities outside of football for me. I think you've got to keep it in perspective that I'm a little kid when I come in this building. I'm going to do it until the wheels fall off, baby." And then he also said this.
Wear and tear me, baby. I'm ready for it, man. Put the load on me. I love being accountable for the men and the women in this building and Chiefs Kingdom. I love the aspect of, everybody counting on me to try and make that play for the team.
Steve, put that load on him. No diddy.
He's really got to watch what he's saying there, man. That's getting a little strange. But no, man, this is crazy. We talked about this on a live stream earlier tonight, actually. We were like, what's going on? When the only question you're going to ask Kelce when you finally get to talk to him is,
right,
are you retired? Like, we're past that.
We already knew what he was going to say.
He just restructured his freaking contract for another couple of years. What are we doing here?
Right. You could have asked him something a lot better. They then went on to say, do you like Taylor's cooking?
That's a good question. I respect that question, but I'm going to keep that one to myself because, I thoroughly enjoy cooking with her. So it's something I would rather just keep personal.
These reporters suck ass. You're not a journalist. You're an idiot.
What the hell did he think that reporter was insinuating by cooking?
What the hell was a reporter doing asking that question? Like, stop. God bless America, guys. This is awful.
Hey. He's cooking. He enjoys Taylor's cooking, baby. Cooking up something in the bedroom. That's what Kelce's doing, Steve. Moving on. Let's get to the story everybody wants to hear. Skyy Moore. Could Skyy Moore be traded? Is that a possibility? Hey, we got a lot of wide receivers, so never say never. This is Fansided said a Chiefs Cowboys trade that opens up Kansas City's offense and fixes Dallas's big issue. Skyy Moore could get more touches if he were to be traded to the Cowboys this offseason. This is what they said. Dallas would receive Skyy Moore. Kansas City would receive a 2026 7th round pick. So not a 2025 of next year, but a year after that 7th round pick. And then they go on to say, Moore being on a cheap contract, relatively speaking, for the next 2 years can give the Cowboys enough freed up financial capital to do what they should have done already. The fact they haven't extended Lamb or put in works another contract for Dak is just more of the same for this team. Okay. The Chiefs, why they should do it, they could recoup some sort of return on investment for their failing former 2nd round pick. A change of scenery could do him a world of good. Furthermore, Moore's departure will free up balls he likes to free up balls, baby. For other members of the Chiefs receiving corps, from tight end Kelce to Worthy to Rashee Rice, and even he can even play to all the way down. Things get far less jumbled in this. Steve, does Skyy Moore really have to free up more passes for Travis Kelce? Nobody is not throwing to Travis Kelce because Skyy Moore's on the field.
I know a lot of people want to see Skyy Moore moved, or they're done with Skyy Moore. They don't want to give him any more time,
right?
Because the guy's been in the league for a decade now, and he's not got the MVP trophy yet.
So many years.
But, here's the thing about it. Whoever wrote this is so off base. First of all, a 7th round draft pick next year.
John Bueller.
For a guy that you spent a 2nd round draft pick on, I can't figure that out. That's crazy. And then, could Skyy Moore get more touches in Dallas? Absolutely. He might be able to do that. But that doesn't mean that it's still a good idea for the freaking Chiefs. That's not good on both sides there. I think that Skyy's ceiling is more valuable than a 7th round pick 2 years from now.
If
Skyy goes another year and doesn't do squat, that's fine. But this guy's talking about him being a failing 2nd round pick and all. Come on, man.
Right. I could honestly see Skyy Moore being better in the Dallas offense. It seems like to me they could put him in the slot, pepper him the right way.
They would use him, yeah.
They would use him. Dak likes to throw the ball a ton, right? He had the most passing yards in the league last year. He had the most passing touchdowns in the league, if I recall correctly. If I recall. But let me tell you something. I think he could go there. I would do this pick if I were Dallas. Of course, a 7th round pick in 15 years.
That's
of course,
a steal.
Sign me up, Steve. Better news: BJ Thompson got to go home today, which would have been yesterday because we're recording this a day early. Chiefs BJ Thompson out of the hospital after medical episode, his agent says. Defensive lineman BJ Thompson was released from the hospital on Monday following a cardiac arrest and seizure at workouts last week, his agent said. Thompson suffered the medical scare on Thursday morning, but was making progress. And the reason we're covering this is because we've covered this from the beginning, Steve. We've updated people along the way. It's good to see that he got to go home on Monday. And look, it's going to be probably a long road for him. It really will be, mentally, physically. But I don't know if it necessarily ends his chance of playing this season.
Yeah, I'm not for sure either. It's something that we're going to have to see how it plays out. We'll probably hear more from the team on the situation later when they know more as well. But right now, we've had a lot of people asking us questions. You know, is this going to open up another roster spot? Is he going to start the season on the IR? We have no freaking clue, man. So we're just waiting and seeing like the rest of you. But I have really high hopes that BJ is going to be just fine and can actually play this season. And hopefully this is something that he can get behind him. You know, we talked about how this could affect him mentally, physically, all kinds of different ways. But hopefully he's going to be just fine, man. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Last little story here before we move on to the next segment. Chiefs contract details revealed for the Mecole Hardman deal. So we said it was league minimum. They finally come out with it. Just wanted to run this by everybody. Aaron Wilson reports the Chiefs signed him for a 1-year deal, $1.125 million. And Steve, he signed for $4 million, I want to say, with the Jets last year. I think it was somewhere around the $4 million mark.
Yeah.
You get him this year for 1.1. It's not bad. It's not bad numbers. It's not bad to have somebody in camp. But again, we've already talked. We're having to throw around ideas of trading people or cutting people like Kadarius Toney or Skyy Moore. And Justin Ross is not going to get a fair shake. Nico Remigio's been balling out, dude, and he's just not going to be able to crack this roster if Mecole Hardman is a lock.
Yeah, absolutely. It muddies the waters ridiculously. And that was the only reason why I was hesitant on signing him back. It makes sense. You're getting him for cheap. He knows the playbook. He was productive in his first 3 seasons. It's kind of fell off since then. The guys know him in the locker room. They like him. I get it. But at the same time, it's like we know what we have with Mecole Hardman. We've seen it. We've seen 5 years of it. We don't know exactly what a top-notch Skyy Moore could be or what he would be like if he hits his ceiling or at least like performs, you know, gets the chances. And the same with Kadarius Toney. What if he gets his head on straight? What if he starts focusing right? We already know he's a freak athlete that can do amazing things on the football field. So to me, it's just kind of strange. It muddies the waters. And then, like you said, some of the guys that are on the outside looking in, like Nico Remigio, who could earn a spot on this roster, it's making it tougher for him, man.
Yep. And every day it's looking like the Justin Ross experiment is behind us.
Hear ye! It's time for Beyond the Kingdom.
Hear ye! Hear ye!
Hear ye, ladies and gentlemen. To the pit. To the pit. Steve, first story today from outside of the kingdom. The Madden cover dropped. They put on Christian McCaffrey, Steve. Look at those arms. He does not miss an arm day, or else he has a little too much.
He's on the juice.
He has a little too much free time at home down in the basement, just horned up, isn't he? He's tearing it up down there.
Man, I'm not opposed to this one. I think McCaffrey earned it. He had a hell of a year last year. I mean, offensive player of the year. Like, this guy went nuts. So, I mean, it makes sense. I'm so glad they decided to go with him as opposed to some slap nut like Joe Burrow or something. I'm good with it.
What does Joe Burrow do? He would have to go on the medical edition. I like this cover here, my man.
It's my favorite.
This one looks old school. It kind of looks like the Madden back in the day with Eddie George on the cover, I think.
I love it. I like this one.
Like, it's pretty sick. He's got the look in his eye. He's housing one on the Raiders. The Raiders can suck it. Steve, but I think the one we all deserved was the Patty Mahomes Dad Bod edition.
Absolutely. They can still make this a special edition this year, you know?
They got to make it. And we talked about this. We got butthead in the background over there. Apparently he's part of the Hunt family. I don't know if that's true or not. Steve, moving on. The Giants tight end Darren Waller has officially announced his retirement after one season with the team. He described a scary medical situation. That was the reason. It says Waller addressed his decision in a YouTube video released Sunday afternoon. He mentioned his recent divorce from WNBA star Kelsey Plum and described a frightening medical situation off the field last season that forced me into a position to reevaluate. Waller didn't explain what the medical condition was. Kelsey Plum, she's kind of fine. So, I mean, that's a medical condition in and of itself. He's just a little crazy. But I think it's all about the music when it's all said and done, Steve. Let's check this out.
Omen at the mouth, they know I ain't the one to mess with. Quit playing checkers on my board. I'm playing chess, bitch. And if I fall, my brothers pick me up like Byron Leftwich.
I like that he called out some chess, Steve.
It sucks, bro.
He shouldn't have quit the day job. That's just not it.
We want to give a lot of crap to Kadarius Toney, but I think he's better than Darren Waller.
Bro, I think he might be. Young Joker versus Darren Waller rap battle is what we need.
Yes, like
would that
no
be
one cares about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. No one cares about that. Well, what we want to see is Young Joker versus Darren Waller. And you know what? Maybe Darren Waller can pull off one of them quick little country music videos where he's real sad about getting divorced.
Yeah.
For the dub.
He fumbled one time there, and it was pretty bad. Moving on, Chiefs-Chargers could be interested in a Panthers cut candidate. The Carolina Panthers will probably cut former second-round pick Terrace Marshall Jr., and two teams could claim him on waivers. They're saying that could be the Panthers or the Chiefs and the Chargers, Steve. Do the Chiefs have any interest in Terrace Marshall Jr.? We've already talked about this. We have too many bodies in that room.
Well, here's the thing. If you're already out on Skyy Moore, who was a second-round pick after 2 seasons,
right,
you should definitely be out on Terrace Marshall at this point because he's been around a little bit longer. I know a lot of people do like Marshall, and he's been talked about before as the Chiefs going and acquiring him and trying to revitalize his career and all that. Yeah. But I'm with you, man. Too muddy in the wide receiver room right now. There's a lot going on. There's going to be some good camp battles. I think you kind of leave it where it's at, man.
I totally agree. Moving on, last story. The BR Gridiron says Brandon Ayuk could be on the move. Trade packages. So they released some trade packages via Alex K down there, Steve. Do you think Brandon Ayuk is going to be with the 49ers this year, or do you think he's going somewhere else? And if so, who do you think he's going to go to?
Well, there's a lot of rumors about him or Debo being moved. They said it's still not out of the realm of possibility, even after the draft and everything.
Right.
I kind of have a feeling they're still all going to be there in San Francisco. But if he were to get moved, I don't think a whole lot of teams are going to jump just because of how much he's going to want to get paid. This guy wants to be paid like a top wide receiver in the league, and you see that market just absolutely freaking exploding. So I don't know any teams right off the top of my head that need a receiver that's willing to pay that much money.
Steve, I want you to get out your big pencil and write this down. I've got a prediction. I think if he gets moved, it's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're still trying to replace the Calvin Ridley thing. They want to spend big money on a receiver. There's been some smoke there. So I think the Jaguars have a chance. And don't write off the Pittsburgh Steelers. I could see them making a desperation move for a field-stretching wide receiver for Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, man. And that's probably where I think they're going to go. Do you agree or disagree?
I think those sound like pretty good options, man. I think he could help both teams, too.
That time's yours.
Time's yours, Chiefs Kingdom.
Let's go.
Time's not Steve's. It's Chiefs Kingdom.
Exactly.
First one of the day, Rip Imoni. I don't know how to say it. I hope I got it right. He says, "Hey, boys, thanks for what y'all do, keeping us up to date. Let me tell you something. Thanks for the gas. Vroom, vroom. Love it. Moving on. About Time 73 says, another banger upload, ladies and gents. Way to go, you damn slap nuts. Love it. McDuffie needs to be kept, and depending on how kickoff goes, Reid may be a must-keep pad well as well." That old autocorrect, Steve. Justin Reid, is he like on a chopping block I don't know about? I didn't.
No, but I mean, a lot of people's been talking about moving him or cutting him, whatever, because he's getting paid a lot.
That's a slap nuts thing to say.
Yeah, I think so, because first of all, not only is he a ridiculously good safety, and I think he's been good for the Chiefs. But also, he offers you the special teams bonuses and things like that. I think he's a good, well-rounded player. We'll see. Have to see how that goes in a couple of years when his contract comes up.
Big Justin Reid guys over here. I think Justin Reid's a fan of the show, by the way. I can't really confirm or deny that, but I think he might be. ACU Misfit Julia Gulia says the Breakfast Club clip, Steve, in the last episode was elite.
Yes, it was.
Gamer player with the 2-bomb, and it says,
Two-bomb.
sorry I missed the live broadcast so often, boys. It's okay, gamer player. We know that everybody has a life out there. And this is the off season. Have some fun. Nikki says she got my tumbler. She got that tumbler, baby. It's beautiful. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, Nikki. Appreciate you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki, want a tumbler.
Glad you enjoy it.
If you want your own tumbler, Steve, where can I get one?
Merch.allchiefedup.com. Get over there, buy a tumbler. They're beautiful, apparently. And then we have all kinds of T-shirts, hoodies, everything you could want. Go check it out. Buy yourself something nice.
100%. Tech9 says, the Tech9. Let's go. F-U.
Nuna.
Says Tech9, F-U. Top Chief content dogs. Nobody else doing it this good.
Let's go,
Fist
baby.
Bump. Thanks for the gas. Thanks for the
gas.
gas. Let's go. Jerquan Botley. I hope I said that name right. In reference to the camp, Steve, that we showed the other day with Rashee Rice.
Yeah.
This was our football camp. My football organization hosted these players. They showed up, and all were very cool. Rashee Rice was the coolest dude. That's cool. He spent a lot of time doing the 40-yard dash drills, helping me time and show the kids. He was very active with them. The camera and reporters don't share it all. They only want a news report, says Jerquan, man. That's kind of cool. I mean, they try to make it look like
great comment.
Right, because they try to make it look like Rashee Rice is just out here doing this for PR. And he's saying that if you were there, he seemed very genuine and he was actually helping those kids.
Which is excellent to hear, because that's what we're wanting out of Rashee. I think, once you get into trying to spend your time wisely or like, I guess, productively and like help out the community and the things he's doing, that kind of stuff, it's kind of infectious. Like when you do it, you feel good, like, you're doing good things. And like, hopefully he'll start sticking more with that kind of stuff in his free time,
I totally agree. I think it was cool. I like the camp and everything. Jerquan, appreciate the comment, brother. And before we wrap this bad boy up, Steve, speaking of Justin Reid, he was out at the K throwing out the first pitch. Look at that
Throwing
guy.
the heat, baby. Bringing the heater.
You think the Royals might sign him on a one-day contract here to come in and close one out?
Boy, he made Kelce's pitch look bad. I'll tell you that.
Kelce, don't quit the day job, baby. Don't do it. That's going to wrap it up for today. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, clicking that bell. We'll see you next time. Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.